At exactly 7:37 a.m. local time, millions of children across the Philippines were standing outside for the first flag-raising ceremony of the school year. Then, the ground began to roll. A massive magnitude 7.8 earthquake. This is just the latest disaster in a series to hit the country. Just 8 months ago, a magnitude 7.4 quake hit this exact same region, adding to a brutal total of 35 major quakes over the last 125 years. And the fault lines below are constantly matched by the volatile skies above. On average, 20 typhoons tear through these islands each year. The Philippines has consistently ranked as the world's most disaster-prone country by the World Risk Index. Alongside earthquakes and volcanoes, heat waves, typhoons, and torrential rains are amplified by the climate crisis. 74% of the population lives in a permanent hazard zone. So why does this specific patch of the planet get hit by disasters so relentlessly? The Philippines sits on a microplate called the Philippine Mobile Belt, with opposing subduction zones on either side. To the east, the Philippine Sea Plate is diving underneath the islands, and to the west, the Sunda Plate is pushing back. And when you pin an archipelago in between, you're gonna get earthquakes, and volcanoes, and tsunamis. But geology is only half the crisis. The Philippines also occupies a uniquely hazardous piece of real estate, the intersection of the Ring of Fire and the middle of a highway for Western Pacific typhoons. When wet season kicks in, the effects of weather and tectonics can amplify each other. Destabilized mountain terrain after a quake can become a landslide with tropical moisture. In the case of the latest quake to hit, dozens of people were killed and many more injured. But a worst-case catastrophe was avoided because of timing and depth. The fact that those students were outside for the first day of school ceremonies saved thousands from falling debris and collapsed structures. And the rupture was deep, 55 kilometers inside Earth, which meant layers of rock to act as a natural shock absorber. Right now, the region is still adjusting to the quake. A roughly 120 by 50 kilometer chunk of the plate boundary has just snapped, which means weeks of significant aftershocks, just as we approach the start of typhoon season in July. But in the end, in a country where corruption runs deep, the wild card here isn't tectonic or atmospheric. It's the siphoning and mismanagement of disaster funds that will decide whether policy and infrastructure can ever actually catch up to the science, or if communities are left unprotected when the next hit comes.